So I'm on the lookout this morning for the trackers, see if I see anybody around. They have calmed it way down from what it was for a few months. I wanted to point out the at least 90% drop in my viewership on both channels, on the Mike Rosiak channel, on the Miguel Everyone channel, when 90% of the agents went away. 90% of the agents that were tracking me went away. Talking about 25, maybe 30 different people over a 3-month period, because they were doing more than surveilling. They were working to get something on me. So now it's dropped down, and I just noticed it in my viewership. So I only lost a couple of subscribers. So they're obviously still, those agents that were on the YouTube channels are obviously still on there. But the foot traffic is slowed way down, and they're not putting any time into going and watching my videos to see what I'm up to and to track me and follow me that way. I know that they're into all the cameras everywhere that I go, so I don't really need to be in my face. They never did. It was totally unnecessary. That was all part of something else that was going on in order to all be in my face as much as they were. Because if they were just wanted to surveil me and get me on something, that might have been the fact that there was 3 different agencies constant, and one of them didn't know about the other 2. That's maybe what made it worse. Made it easier for me to see them all the time. And then they, like I said, they brought 2 other agencies in after that, maybe more, to try to get something on me. I don't doubt that they're still working on something. I'm just saying that the things that they were going to work me out on didn't work out for them. But that doesn't mean they don't have something that I don't see. And they probably do. But anyways, back to the fact that the views have gone way down. It's back to just pretty much me watching my own videos again now. Where before I had, 12 to 20 people that were watching my videos. Now it's back to just me. It's very funny, and I was saying that throughout those 3 months that were really bad. I kept saying most of these people are on my YouTube channel. I know, because I say things and then they react to them on the street, And then as far as them deleting my videos and all that, it got to that point where they knew that I kept getting them on video. And then once you have 20 people, 20 different faces all on video, with, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 different vehicles at least, So, I mean, I could maybe say that maybe a lot of them got canned for improper surveillance and things like that, but I don't think so. I think it was intentional to put themselves right in front of me like that, because every time I called them out on the channels, they would react and do something right in front of my eyes. So in other words, it's all connected. Same thing with figuring out that when you get to the end of every trail or street going through a town, especially when they're trails, they're not even marked roads or nothing, and then you get out the other side of a trail, and then there one of them is, So it's not hard to see. And then you have to say, well, how the fuck did they know? How did they know that I'd be right here at this time so that they could drive by me and get me on a video of walking by, I guess, or figuring out patterns. I don't know. I could guess a whole bunch of different things that they're up to. Yeah, I just thought it was funny. So we got right now, over the last few weeks at least, because ever since the new year, I noticed they went back to 1, 2 different people, or at least if it's the same person, it's 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and then I don't see them, and then I'm expecting them to trade off with someone else, because I got used to that pattern, and then they keep trading off with each other throughout the day, so that I couldn't put them together. But it was still, I was able to do that anyway, because it was so often. They only had so many guys, so many vehicles, that kind of thing. Yeah, and it was, again, I'm trying not to think too much about it, because I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're going to pull next and what they're going to do next, how they're going to get me, what they're going to get me on. You hate to fall into that, but to ignore it and pretend that it's not real, and I'm just no better than the average zombie. It is real, it is happening this way, and then it also seems unreal because I'm such a nobody. But what it is I'm showing you is so fucking big that even the agents that are following me don't know how big it is. They don't know. Yeah, I'll take orders. I don't know which way I want to go. I'm doing the remasters. I'm going to add them to the Garden Homes. It's going to be called Garden Homes of 221B Baker Street is the way I'm going to tag that series. And I'm going to add all these videos to it as well. This way I won't be feeling like I was so distracted from what I was doing when all this harassment all started. Or I should say, when the harassment got unbearable, because the harassment's been going on for years. And that's what it is. It's a tyrannic system. No one wants to admit it. And then as I'm watching back the remasters, they're coming out pretty good. I'm showing everyone how to see the system. My videos get better and better, but yet all of a sudden the bottom drops out on the views and subscribers. It's weird. Well, it would be weird if I wasn't saying all along that YouTube also is a huge setup. They have complete control of whoever's getting to the information. Whatever information that may be, it's all up to them to let everyone see it. So I may be back to 1 or 2 subscribers again is my point. That's all that seems to be watching the videos. over the last month and a half, I'd say, I've had only, probably a month. They about backed off on YouTube. Maybe it happened even sooner. I'll have to go look. It might have happened even sooner and I just wasn't noticing it right away. But definitely after Christmas, the foot traffic all dropped. And right now, I can tell you who it is right now for the last few weeks, maybe longer. It's the supervisor, the older guy with the glasses. He's got a few different looks that he goes by. Same guy who was in the two-tone Subaru. Same guy who owns the two little dogs, the little white one and the little checker color one. And then we had the Puerto Rican kid that broke down in the van. He was another one. Let's see. Who else? Oh yeah, and then there's the young kid who was saying so far. He's the same one that was walking the white dog that I got on a telescopic lens that day. And he was meeting another young guy. That other young guy he was meeting is the same guy who months ago was in the cleaning van. The chimney cleaning, soot cleaning company van. It's a brand new van. But he was in that one. So I got him still, that young guy. He was on a bicycle the other day, a pedal bike. They got rid of the electric bike. Again, that was another one. The electric bike went away when I started doing videos of him coming off the trail on the bike, and I had the tracking ability once the snow was on the ground to track his big bike and see where he was sitting, and noticed that he was taking his bike out at Walmart and then riding it only 1 to 2 parts of the trail, turning around and going back. Makes no fucking sense. Why would you even unload a bicycle to do that? And I'd see him here and there and got to know his routine. And another guy would drop him off in the truck with the bike, and then they would go meet somewhere else in town, sometimes 2 streets up, or they'd go meet up at that platform up on the main drag that somebody was nice enough to pay for all these agents to use. That was really nice of someone to buy a little useless plot of land that you can't even build on, pave the lot, and then that's real nice. Yeah, so I've been doing a really good job on doing the remasters, and setting myself up to get in front of the camera more and more. A lot of those videos that I was explaining on a couple other videos that a lot of times they're getting deleted too. I'm having a lot of upload issues. I'm having a lot of videos being scrambled on my phone. There's some things that I want to talk about that I like to look into the camera to talk about. As far as these phones go, I'm trying to get rid of these cell phones. It's obviously one of the biggest things that it's going to be one of the largest problems we have, because no one's going to want to get rid of them, and they're going to feel like the technology is so great. And one of the things I've been trying to show everyone is that the true creator's energy is much better to use than the garbage that we're using. The human concepts and the human energy is not worth using. But we're so addicted to it that everyone's going to have a hard time getting off the AI. That's what they think, because they think that's the best thing going. And it's not true. The best thing going's been hidden from us. And we keep going for all these garbage technologies. And we've been doing it for a long time, you know. When we start putting the energy from pole to pole, for example, and running it underground in pipes in the form of gas, you know, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. And hey, how are you? Pretty good. Maybe I won't even stop. So anyways, my idea is if we use these cell phones as digital collectors of the EMNC, and everybody's doing it, even if you don't see everything that I'm showing you, you can at least see where I'm aiming the camera to extract the EMNC, which is pretty much anywhere, you know. So if that ends up being the case, where I could get everybody to start digitally collecting the EMNC, putting the videos up on their channels, this has never worked. I've been trying it for 5 years now. No one seems to be really willing to work at this, and it's not really any work. I think it's more fear that everyone strays away from just aiming their camera anywhere else but at themselves, or at their lunch, or at their kids, or, you know, their car, their material objects. They want to aim their cameras at that. But if I can get everybody to aim them in the system anything that with as little human influence as possible to start with, and then I would go in and remaster them, extract it, show you how to see things in all directions, break apart the collages, cropping, that kind of thing, to try to help everyone be able to see it better. And then as you're looking at the system and you're seeing it, then the rest will all come together. And then all those problems that are going on are all human-made. They'll all go away, because no one won't be able to lie to anyone anymore. You won't be able to lie to yourselves, and you won't be able to lie to anyone else. No one will believe you anyway, because they can see the system for themselves. So they're not going to believe you about anything. Science, all the religions we've been going along with all these years sound scary to people. They think that you're fucking with their God, not realizing that what they perceive as God is much better, easier to see, easier to understand, and has nothing to do with any of the gods we were told about. Better. But getting there and getting people to see that, I mean, that's why I'm saying dropping the cell phones is one way that it would have to happen. But no one's going to do that unless they see that True Creator's energy and start using it first. Then once they go back to that, then they can throw the cell phones in the garbage and realize, because they won't really be throwing them in the garbage, they're just going to use them as a shitty-ass human concept that they just were addicted to, and they'll still use it once in a while for things, you know. But I guarantee you, when you see the true system and you're really looking at it for a while, you're going to understand what I'm telling you about not putting our faces on cameras and taking photos and videos of ourselves all the time. It's not a good idea. And you'll see why that is. You know, when you're trying to take credit for the True Creator's work, no matter what, whether you're going to be considered in the human realm as attractive or not, that's besides the point, because that's still in the human concept. The True Creator doesn't care about any of that vanity or whatever, you know. So why take credit for, you know, let's say your genes, you know. Oh, my mother was an attractive woman and my father was an attractive guy, so therefore I'm attractive. No, you're attractive because, obviously, because of what societies consider attractive. So we're programmed on every level, right? And then being chemically induced as bad as we are, and all the zombies are still ignoring that. I've been doing videos on the plastic, and even the doctors and the people that are on there admitting to the plastic. We just had that release about the testosterone in the United States is down 1 point every year for the last 30 years. Something like that. Or it was 1 point every year, and then it went to 1.42 per year, and now it's climbing even higher than that. So she expects that in the next 7 years we'll be at like 60-70%, and then we're going to head in for zeroing out, they call it, which I don't believe in zeros, but close enough. It's actually 0.1 or something. We'll be down to for birth rate. So in other words, anyone that's lucky enough to get pregnant is going to be malformed or dead in the womb. And then if they're lucky enough to make it past that stage, then there'll be abortions available for them. And then if they make it past that stage, then there'll be assisted suicide available for them. And then if they make it past that stage, there'll be all kinds of benefits to their fucking system. It's unbelievable. So, you know, no one talks about the mineral streets, is the point that I was trying to make. No one talks about them. So the United Nations talks about, they call it geoengineering. The CIA puts out their contrail/chemtrail conspiracy theory version of what the mineral streets are all about. The military-industrial complex has their version of it, calling it whatever, MySpace, whatever, super space protection, some kind of military shit. So everybody's got their own versions of this, and then, but most of the population denies that it's even happening. They won't even go look. Not only will they not go look at what all these agents all say, agencies and agents, they don't, not only do they not go look at that, but they also refuse to just look up in the sky, you know, right above their heads. And I was saying the other day about Snowden and Joe Rogan and these guys. So Snowden was on Joe Rogan's show again, and someone was bragging on him for what he said. Oh, Natalie from Redacted was bragging on Snowden for telling everyone the truth. I mean, it's so silly. I mean, you got to see their acting ability, these people, really. I mean, I'm not saying to hate the guy. I'm just saying he's an actor. He's an actor. He's a CIA agent actor, just like Rogan is and all these other people are. And some of them know that they are and realize it, and others are just totally unaware. Just like most of the population is totally unaware. So they don't know that they're working for the bad guys. They think that maybe they're on the side of good. It's just weird, man. Fucking weird. Yeah, so, you know, what's his name, Snowden, says that the moon landings were real. So you know he's a fucking liar, because the moon, no one's landed on the moon. It's not what it is. So you know he's part of that big ass lie. Then, another one that he mentioned on there, the last one, was what I call mineral streaks. He said chemtrails are fake. You know, it's funny because I had gone camping one time, and there was a dude that just got his degree, meteorologist degree or whatever it was, and he's going to make some good money, definitely. He sounded like he was going to be starting off a couple $100,000 a year for just to start off in that with that degree that he had. So yeah, the money's good, but he's telling me as if I'm a joke because I'm looking at the mineral streaks that particular day, and they were going to town. And so he tells me that it's a conspiracy. All those trails everywhere, those are just jets, he says. I said, wow, so you can look them up on your phone, you can actually see the flight patterns then. Yeah, so he gets on his phone, couldn't find the flight patterns of any of the, he tried claiming that, it's okay. He tried claiming that certain jets that were up higher, that were on the flight pattern when he pulled it up, that the planes that we saw in front of our eyes were those planes. Only a few of them. There's only a few throughout the few hours, maybe 3-4 hours that we were monitoring. And so, you know, talking about thousands of jets with their mineral streaks pouring out the back, that he's telling me it's condensation trail in a hot summer day. Outside is, you know, 98 degrees, and he's trying to tell me that a jet 10,000 feet is blowing out ice crystals. Okay. All right. Or condensation trails. No, fuck you, you fucking liars. But anyways, so we're trying to be camping and have a nice time, so I didn't want to argue with everyone. And you can't win the argument anyway because they all fall back to their outer space program nonsense. So he's telling me, you know, that it's just conspiracy and all that. So we went through the flight pattern thing, and then he still was in denial. There's no way he was gonna go really look for himself. And then he's telling, and I'm like, no, those jets that we're looking at there, that's only, 8,000 to 10,000 feet. And he's telling me, no, it can't be. They can't even fly down that low. They got to be up. It's not, that's landing airspace at 10,000 below and all this kind of stuff. I said, I understand that. That makes my point all that much. I mean, you can see the height that they're at with our eyes. I understand there's optical illusions that happen on points of angles of perspective. Angles of perspective is a tricky thing. When you're seeing something going away from you, it seems to be angling down, that kind of thing, when it's in the air. So when you see a big stream and you think that they're all heading down towards the ground, and really they're just flying away from you. I get it. But it doesn't make, anything else right. It can stop all these arguments and debates to be ended on the first time that they break the rules against their own science, but nobody ever does that to them. 7.8 billion who go along with the shit. Yes, buildings are allowed to fall at free fall speed without first removing the mass, but only in this situation on this one particular day, and we're going to use it to go and kill millions of people for the next 20, 30 years. Millions of people, if we include the Americans, that the different acts that are put into place all were really set up to do. Let us protect you, kind of thing. Let us protect you while we enslave you even more than you've already been, in case it becomes obvious that you're all just fucking slaves. And then it's a different story. So anyways, on that camping trip, so got into arguments about different things with the guy. If he was the type that, I wanted to convince him, but he just was never going to have it. There's no way. He wasn't going to really look.